When I started exercising, I went on a journey. First, learning what not to do, hitting rock bottom, then slowly learning how to get my dream body. As I gained knowledge, I realized that a lot of exercise information geared toward women suggests doing exactly the opposite of what would really change your body. Lift dinky weights for a bazillion repetitions, do hours of cardio, do these strange moves over and over again until you feel a burn, and don't build muscle because it will bulk you up. You guys, these are lies. The best way to sculpt your body is lifting heavy weights and building muscle. I'm happy to see that the industry is starting to shift toward encouraging women to lift weights, but I still see a lot of misinformation out there. The exercise program in this challenge is designed to sculpt your body. Sculpting the body comes down to two major principles. One, use your diet and/or exercise to burn calories and lose weight all over your body. You can't spot reduce. And two, use progressive overload training to build muscle and sculpt the shape of your body. I believe that muscle should be a girl's best friend. Many women don't want to build muscle because they worry that they will end up looking big and bulky like men, but this is far from the truth. Women lack the testosterone to build huge muscles without a lot of effort. Worrying that you will get too bulky from lifting weights is kind of like worrying you will become a NASCAR driver by driving a car. Not only is it unlikely to happen, but the women who others might consider manly have to train incredibly hard and often take drugs to pack on size. Furthermore, getting bulky requires a calorie surplus. Have you had an experience where you felt like lifting weight made you look bulky? When you build muscle without losing body fat, it can make you feel like you are bulkier, even though you've only gained lean mass. To remove the bulk, you need to manage your calorie intake to lose the body fat, so you can see the underlying definition created by the lean mass you gained. Muscle also provides the tone that most women are looking for. When most people say that they want to tone up, what they really mean is that they want to build enough muscle to have visible lines of definition and lose body fat. That is exactly what I'm going to help you do. While you can't choose where your body burns fat, aka spot reducing, we can affect where our body builds muscle. And that is the secret to sculpting your body. You build muscle in certain places to create the illusion of being leaner in other places. For example, my natural body shape is kind of like a ruler, but I want my body to have more of an hourglass shape. So I train to build my glutes, shoulders, and back, which helps my blocky waist appear narrower and creates the illusion of curves. The more muscle you have, the more calories you'll burn at rest. The more you can eat, and the easier it will be for you to lose and maintain your weight. And let's be real, who doesn't want to eat more? Finally, as we age, we lose muscle. If you're 20-something, this might not really mean much to you now, but what it means as you get older is that your metabolism will slow, you'll lose definition, and your physical performance will decline. However, that doesn't have to be the case. You can maintain and even build muscle as you age by participating in a strength training program. Building muscle now not only helps you to have a great physique, but it also sets you up to age better in the long run. For years, I thought I needed to do hours and hours of cardio. I spent so much time on the elliptical, people at the gym started calling me the Energizer Cardio Bunny. I believed that cardio was keeping me thin, but I still didn't love my physique. As I mentioned, I looked something like a ruler, straight up and down with no real curves or definition. What I didn't realize is that although I was torching calories during my workouts, I was also preventing my body from building or maintaining much muscle. The hours of cardio became a self-perpetuating cycle. I burned calories, but I also burned off any muscle that I had built, which meant I was slowing down my metabolism and sabotaging my physique. I was like a dog chasing its tail. Each day I had to work harder to burn more calories, and I still didn't have the body I wanted because I had no muscle to create a shape. Then I decided to set a goal and hired a coach to enter my first bikini competition. My coach taught me about sculpting my physique. She suggested that I stop doing cardio so that I could really focus on building muscle. I was terrified. Wouldn't I balloon up? I finally agreed and stopped doing cardio. And guess what happened? My weight didn't really change. And in fact, my body started to look more defined. I looked less soft and more sculpted. After weeks of training, I placed second in my first competition and I was hooked. The weight room became my happy place and I saw my body transform in ways that I had only dreamed of. My butt got sculpted and lifted, my arms looked strong and toned. And maybe more importantly, I felt incredibly empowered. It seems like women are always told to focus on losing weight or staying thin, to take up as little space as possible. Focusing on getting stronger and building muscle instead felt amazing. And interestingly, when I began working to build strength, the fat that I had been working so hard to lose melted off to reveal a chiseled physique. So how do you build muscle? Well, there's two main components. One, how you train, and two, what you eat. We've already discussed building and maintaining lean muscle mass in the nutrition section. Eat a high protein diet. We went over maximizing the amount of protein we eat in a healthy way. Now let's talk about how to build muscle with training. Building muscle is also called hypertrophy training. This is in contrast to working out for strength or endurance. When training for hypertrophy, it's generally advisable to work in the 8 to 12 rep range for 1 to 6 sets, with 30 to 120 seconds of rest between sets, using a weight that is 70 to 80% of one's 1 rep maximum. If that sounds like Greek to you, don't worry, I'm going to help translate. Since it's difficult to find your 1 rep max, a good guideline is to lift a heavy enough weight that you struggle to complete the final repetition. This basically means moderate rep range with a moderate amount of weight. Lower rep ranges with higher weight tend to build strength and power, and higher rep ranges with lighter weights tend to build endurance. This is also why lifting really light, pink dinky dumbbells for lots of repetitions doesn't work as well when it comes to sculpting your body. You're simply training for endurance and not working to build muscle. The plan for this challenge is based on this idea. We're going to lift heavy weights, usually in the 3 to 4 set, 8 to 12 repetition range. However, the rep range and sets required to build muscle are not a perfect science. Research on this topic is somewhat conflicted. For this reason, we will also throw in endurance and strength work to help support the hypertrophy work that we're doing. Brett Contreras, also known as the glute guy, recommends using a shotgun approach when it comes to muscle building. Performing different types of training ensures that all bases are covered, just like a shotgun spitting fire in different directions. Furthermore, incorporating strength and endurance work will also help you avoid plateaus. This well-balanced approach to training will ensure that we have all our bases covered. Getting stronger and building muscle is not all about rep ranges and sets though. Have you ever heard the expression, if you want something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done? The same thing applies to muscle growth. You need to increase the challenge on your muscle to see changes. That is why someone can go to the gym for years and years and never see a difference in their body. They haven't increased the challenge over time. Building muscle requires us to constantly improve in our lifts. In the fitness world, we call this progressive overload training. Progressive overload training is the key to building muscle, aka going from pancake butt to booty. There are several ways to do this. 2 of the most common ways to do this are by increasing the number of repetitions or increasing the amount of weight each workout. That means that as you work through the different exercises each week, you should be striving to increase the amount of weight you are lifting or the number of repetitions you perform. One way you could do this is to start lifting a weight that you can do for 8 repetitions. As weeks go on, keep increasing the number of repetitions at the same weight until you can complete 12 repetitions per set. Then increase the weight by a small incremental amount, usually about 2.5 to 10 pounds, and start back at 8 repetitions. So put down the pink weights, step off the treadmill. If you want to make a difference in the way your body looks, you're going to have to try something different. In this program, we also focus on compound movements. Compound movements are movements that involve more than one joint. An example would be a squat because there's movement at the hip joint, knee joint, and ankle joint. Why is that important? Basically, by moving more joints, you're hitting more muscles with a single exercise, making your workout more efficient. This also helps you burn more calories and see greater strength gains while performing fewer exercises. Essentially, you're getting more bang for your buck when it comes to time you spend working out. Each workout will have at least 2 main compound movements supplemented with more compound movements or a few simpler movements to target specific muscle groups. We're also going to work your whole body to create a body that looks and functions well. However, we're going to give special attention to training glutes, which is your butt, shoulders, and back. This is important not only aesthetically in creating a well-balanced hourglass physique, but also functionally, since these tend to be the muscles that are weak and dysfunctional in our modern lives. When we work on building muscle, it's important to give our muscles time off to recover. Recovery is when the growth and repair happens. That's when your body will synthesize muscle in response to the training stimuli. Thus, we want to give our body at least one full day off between training muscle groups. I've set your training up so that you will work lower body one day, then upper body the next day. This will give each muscle group a full day of rest between workouts. There are 5 training days per week in this plan. Frequency of training is important. The more often you train a muscle, of course, making sure you allow for enough recovery, the more progress you're going to see. If you only have a few days each week to work out, you have a couple of options. 1, add the upper body exercises to the lower body exercises on your training day and take a full day off between training. 2, choose 2 lower body workouts and 1 upper body workout to do each week. 3, do 1 lower body workout, 1 upper body workout, and then 1 day interval training or cardio per week. Commit to working out at least 3 days a week. It's easy to make excuses. You need to lift often enough to challenge your body and to progressively build strength, which is how we sculpt the body. Part of success is commitment, showing up day after day, even when you don't feel like it. Finding ways around your excuses that try to stop you. Look back at the obstacle exercise you completed if you need help. This program does require access to weights, as I mentioned in the beginning of the challenge. Lifting heavy weights is the most efficient way to sculpt your body. Body weight exercises are fine, but you will limit how much you can progress because you're limited to working with your own body as resistance. Ideally, I recommend having at least a barbell, weight plates for the barbell, dumbbells, a pull-up bar, an adjustable bench, and fabric resistance bands. However, I understand that that's a lot to ask from you, especially during a pandemic. I've also put together a home gym bundle that's affordable and easy to store. You can buy it at ValerieWeist.store. It has adjustable resistance bands so that you can increase resistance as you get stronger, and fabric resistance bands with different resistance levels. If you enter code 21day, you can also get free expedited shipping so that it gets to you quickly. But don't feel like you need to buy my products. You can get adjustable resistance bands and fabric resistance bands other places as well. You need equipment that will allow you to increase the resistance as you get stronger. Changing your body requires 3 things: consistency, commitment, and lifting progressively heavier weights. It's that simple. Anyone can do it. It really works every single time if you put in the work. Now that you know how to build muscle, get stronger, and sculpt your body, let's talk about burning fat. Burning fat doesn't require some secret or special tool. It simply requires that you make use of the law of conservation of energy. Energy can't be created or destroyed. It can only change form. Fat is a form of energy. So if we want to lose fat, we need to change its form. How do we do that? You've been paying attention, so you know that all you need to do is control your calorie balance. To burn fat, you either need to eat less, exercise more, or some combination of both. Earth-shattering news, right? I'm kidding. Most of us know this stuff already, but for some reason we want to believe that there's a special exercise or diet that will give us a shortcut to our dream body. Well, like most things in life, there is no true shortcut. You must put in the work. One of the most common questions I get asked as a trainer is about spot reduction. People want to know how to get rid of that stubborn fat on their belly, thighs, arms, or wherever. Before I answer, I usually let out a long sigh because I know I'm about to tell them what they don't want to hear. They want a simple answer, a solution, but I can't give them that because it doesn't exist. You cannot spot reduce. No amount of exercise is going to spot reduce fat in any one area. That means you can do crunches until the cows come home and your stomach won't get any flatter. Research on this topic has shown that spot reduction of fat is a myth. Your genetics mostly control where we store fat and burn fat. If you want to get rid of a specific area of fat, you need to reduce your overall body fat. As you know, you do that with caloric deficit, eating fewer calories than you're burning. So you can either opt to eat less or exercise more or both. Oftentimes, our trouble areas are going to be the last place we lose fat. However, through resistance training and controlling your nutrition, you can sculpt your body. Like I said earlier, you can target where you build muscle, and that is the secret to sculpting your dream body. In this program, we'll take a multi-pronged approach to reducing fat and sculpting your body. First, we'll control our calorie intake. We discovered how many calories we needed in the nutrition section. Managing calories is essential to burning fat effectively. Oftentimes, people who try to lose fat with exercise alone tend to overestimate the number of calories they burned, resulting in overeating, a calorie surplus, and eventual weight gain. To ensure your success, you need to track your calories. 2, building muscle. Building muscle not only helps you sculpt your body, but it also helps you increase your resting metabolic rate. The more muscle you have, the more calories you will burn at rest. Burning more calories means burning more fat. 3, interval training. We will incorporate interval training into our routine to help us burn fat more efficiently. Interval training is doing short bursts of intense cardio followed by rest periods of less intense work. This method has been shown to be more effective at fat burning than traditional steady-state cardio, while at the same time preserving more muscle. Torching fat doesn't have to be torturous. I often see trainers put their clients through grueling workouts, and I can't help but wonder if they're more concerned with their client feeling like they got a good workout than actually seeing results. I want you to see results without killing yourself during your workouts. So our workouts will be efficient and effective. Each workout is focused on the goal of sculpting your dream body, and there's no filler. All you have to do is follow the steps. Sound good? Great. I can't wait to get started. Your assignment for today and going forward is to continue tracking your calories and to print out the exercise program PDF and start working out. This is the last scheduled video in the 21-day challenge. I'm so proud that you've made it this far. Our next meetup will be Friday, August 7th at 12 p.m. Pacific Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A Zoom link will be emailed to you. I can't wait to see you there.